I can almost guarantee that you have never had a Whopper from Burger King. Now you might be thinking, of course I have, I've had plenty of Whoppers. But have you really? When you see those big juicy burgers in the adverts, they look perfect, freshly grilled, perfectly stacked, and really mouth-watering as well. But when you unwrap one in real life, it's not quite the same, is it? That is the power of marketing. Marketing is all about creating illusions. Advertisers show us what we want to see, a perfect version of a product that we're about to buy. But that shiny, appealing image just isn't the full reality. In fact, it is a curated version of the truth. A truth that's been manipulated to make us desire something that may never live up to its actual promise. That's what we're talking about in today's video, and if you get anything from it, you know what to do. Think about those food adverts where a Whopper looks like it was crafted by gods. I mean, the thing is, what you don't see is that in the photo shoots, all they use is motor oil instead of sauce and glue to hold everything together. It's not real food, but we're drawn to that perfection. And this doesn't just apply to fast food either. It's almost everything that we buy, to the clothes that we wear, to the gadgets that we buy. It is designed to look better in the ads than it will ever be in real life. We're being sold not just a product, but an idea. The idea that we may be happier, more successful, or more fulfilled once we own it. This phenomenon of curated reality doesn't stop at products. It extends into the things that we perceive in the world itself. We're constantly bombarded with narratives, whether it's through the media, advertising, or social platforms that shapes our understanding of reality. Let's take social media for the example then. People post carefully selected, edited highlights of their lives, making their experience look far more exciting, far more glamorous, and more successful than they actually are in these posts. The result? Well, we start comparing our behind-the-scenes moments to everyone else's highlight reel. It is a distorted reality. But it's not just individuals that are shaping this perception, it's large entities, corporations, media outlets, even governments as well, all crafted stories for us to believe. Black holes where money disappears, money going to places we didn't vote on, stories that are designed to align with the interests and not necessarily the truth. Now let's talk about something that's a little bit more hidden, the way that decisions are made behind closed doors, far from public scrutiny. I do find myself asking sometimes what actually happens in these big meetings, in boardrooms of the world's largest corporations. These are the places where decisions are made to affect millions of lives, but we rarely get to see what's really happening. Instead, we're fed the end result. All we get to see is the polished interviews, the official press releases, and carefully crafted narratives. Should we cut ourselves off and have an echo chamber of just these things that we want to hear, or should we be open to seeing what's going on around us by doing a bit of digging ourselves? When it comes to affect how we actually live in this world, then this could be something that we should all be doing. Think about Parliament, for example. I watched a long-form podcast of ex-Prime Minister Boris Johnson the other day, and the interviewer, Steven Bartlett, you might know him, from the Diary of a CEO, this podcast just here, it's a really good one, and I would recommend listening to it. But he was really giving him a good grilling. Later into the episode, Boris actually said whilst he was in office, he lied about certain things that went out to the public. He changed his ideas completely on the origins of facts at the time, and how things that determined the law we lived by were actually changed in the moment, but no apology was given. Boris even agreed that what used to be conspiracy was in fact true. He even said in the podcast that it's friends electing friends and that politics has been like this for years. It's not based on who's going to run the country the best. I don't know about you, but that sounds quite concerning. So do we ever truly see the real process? The backhanded negotiations, the compromises, the influences of these groups, the financial incentives. Often, by the time we hear about it in new laws or policies, the reality behind its creation has been obscured. It's like seeing the final product without understanding the ingredients that went into making it. We are only given what they want us to see, just like the perfect looking burger that I said about earlier. That is the key here. Our understanding of the world is shaped by what is made visible to us, not by the whole truth itself. Okay, so what does this mean for us? Should we just stop trusting everything that we see? No, not exactly, that's not what I'm saying. But what we can do is develop a more critical eye. Instead of accepting everything at face value, we need to ask questions. We need to look deeper and understand the full context, and to recognise when we're only being shown a small part of the picture. Let's take the news for example. When we consume media, we should be mindful of who's telling the story and why. Is it a sensationalized headline designed to get clicks, or is it a genuine attempt to inform us? You have to ask, is the narrative biased in some way to one given thing, or is it given a balanced perspective on the whole story itself? We can't always see the full picture either, but we can start questioning the pieces that we are shown, and sometimes that is enough. Just like with the burger analogy from earlier, we need to remember that what we are seeing is often the result of manipulation, intentional or not. And the best way to navigate this manipulated world is by seeking out different perspectives, being skeptical of too perfect narratives, and always asking, what is the real story here? The next time that you see the perfect product, that too good to be true news story, or the idealized life on social media, take a step back. Remember, things aren't always what they seem. Just like the Whopper burger, the world we're presented with is often a carefully constructed version of reality, but the truth, that's something that we may have to dig for ourselves. Like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to see more content just like this. Continue the conversation in the comments as well. Have the conversation with the people that you live with and the friends that you're seeing tomorrow. Whoever it is, let them know that you may be manipulated by the things that you're seeing each and every day. Have a more broader perspective on what the world is actually showing you, because, well, we could be being lied to. I'll leave you with this question, which is, what's something that you've recently realised that wasn't what it actually seemed? Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully catch you on the channel very, very soon in another video, whatever that may be. Cheers.